I got a story to tell. In September of last year, early in the morning, something told me, record your mama. I don't know why, I just did. Never done that before. But it's like my spirit knew something was off. So I hit record. And when I tell you it was strange, she was laying there talking in tongues. Now, mind you, my mama don't talk in tongues. She never have. So you can only imagine my face. I was like, what in the world is going on? I couldn't understand the things she was saying. It was really like a foreign language. But here's the kicker, she wasn't even awake, she was unconscious. So I started calling her mama, mama, nothing. By the third mama, usually she's up fussing at me for scaring the bejeebies out of her. But not this time. She made this deep noise, the same sound she once told me my daddy made when he was on the bathroom floor taking his last breath. And then she slumped over. And I wasn't afraid, y'all. Normally I would have lost it. But I was calm. So calm it scared me later on when I watched the video. I kept calling her and she finally opened her eyes. Or so I thought. I asked her, Mama, what's your name? No response. What's my name? Nothing. After a while, she said it though. She said my government name with a little bit of a slur in her words. And then finally, I asked her again, what's your name? And she said, Ma. And then she gave me her full name. And I said, welcome back. And then I helped her get ready for her doctor's appointment, just like nothing ever happened. But you see, that moment reminded me of an oath. Years ago, I made a promise before God with my dad. My mama's been sick a long time, as long as I can remember, and daddy and grandma took care of her as best they could. One day, I stopped by the house, and daddy had just brought her home from the doctor. I asked how she was doing, and he said, she's not great, but she hanging in there. And then he sighed and he said, I ain't doing too good myself. Now, you just got to know my dad. Understand, my dad never complained. That man was built for tough, indestructible. Remember that word. Then he said quietly, I don't know what she gonna do if something happened to me. And me, being the child who always saw my daddy as the rock, I looked him in the eye and said, I'll take care of her, Daddy. I promise. That was the oath. Didn't fully realize what I was signing up for, but I meant it. After all, I'd worked with seniors before. I knew it could be rough, but I've always loved the elders. They real people, no sugarcoating, just tell you the truth, raw, unfiltered. Some say authentic, and I respect that. When Daddy passed, that oath became real. And when you know, the very same day he died, my grandma fell and broke her hip. So now, Mama's alone, Grandma's hurt, and I'm just trying to bury Daddy. The next 8 months, y'all, oh Lord, it was nonstop. Doctors and paperwork and probate and phone calls and of course grief. But I didn't quit. I couldn't. I made an oath. And that's what brought me to the book of Hebrews, chapter 7. You see, the people of Israel were sad too, y'all. They were real sad. Why? Because they realized their ancestors had taken an oath with God. And that oath didn't just fade away, it was passed down from generation to generation after generation, and they had to carry it too. Verse 11 says the law made people sad. And I get it, because the law showed them every single day just how imperfect they were. Every mistake, every failure. It reminded them the price of sin was death. But God already had a plan. He always does. He appointed priests to stand between him and the people, to offer sacrifices for their sins. But that was just temporary. It covered them for a moment, but not forever. And then came Jesus. And Jesus didn't just come to fill a position. No, he came under an oath, just like me. God said, "You are a priest forever, and I will not change my mind." That means Jesus wasn't chosen by people, he was chosen by power, divine appointment, straight from heaven. And verse 16 says, "He became our priest, not through laws of men, though, but through the power of an indestructible life." Ooh, that right there gave me chills, because it means that nothing could stop him. Death couldn't hold him. The grave couldn't keep him. That's why he had to come, and he had to die, to seal that oath forever, to prove that the promise God made through him would never break. Jesus became our high priest once and for all, unchangeable, unstoppable, and yes, indestructible. That's all I have for today. Yes, I'm still fighting allergies, as you can see. I did go to the doctor today to get me some better meds to help with that, though. And I should be back to myself very soon. I'd like to take the opportunity to thank those who have recently subscribed to the channel, and I invite any visitors to subscribe to the bar as well as like, share, or leave a comment and let me know your thoughts about taking an oath. I hope this topic has helped someone, and I hope you have a wonderful day, evening, or night whenever you're watching this. I know I will. Don't you be no ghost. Truth seekers, barkeepers, let's continue to do just that. And until next time, I love you with the love of Christ. Rulebreakher, out.